What if I told you that the secret to some of tomorrow's most advanced technology might be hiding in your kitchen cabinet right now? Well, today we are diving into fenugreek. It's this tiny, unassuming golden brown seed with a story that is just massive. It stretches back thousands of years, goes deep into nutritional science, and leads us right to the cutting edge of nanotechnology. Let's get into it and see how this humble seed is literally changing our world.
So, here's the game plan for our journey today. First, we're going to travel back in time to see how this ancient seed became a modern marvel. Then, we'll crack it open and see what makes it such a nutritional powerhouse. We'll look at its incredible health benefits, uncover its secret life in the food industry, and finally, this is the really cool part, we'll see how it's shaping the future of tech.
All right, let's kick things off at the very beginning. Because to really get a handle on where fenugreek is going, you've got to understand its amazing past.
You know, this quote just nails it. It perfectly captures what fenugreek is all about. It's this plant with incredibly deep ancient roots that has somehow found this amazing relevance in our high-tech modern world. It really is a bridge between ancient wisdom and new world science.
So the journey starts more than 2,500 years ago in India, where fenugreek was a total staple, not just in the kitchen, but in medicine cabinets too. And all that long history of safe and effective use, well, it's now been validated by none other than the U.S. Food and Drug Administration, which has officially labeled it as generally recognized as safe.
Okay, so we've seen the history, but what's actually inside this tiny seed that gives it so much power? It's time to put on our lab coats and unpack its nutritional profile.
Okay, just look at this for a second. Right off the bat, this is seriously impressive. Yeah, over half of it is carbohydrate, but look closer. A massive chunk of that, about a quarter of the entire seed, is pure dietary fiber. And then you have this protein content that can go up to 26%, which is just incredibly high for a plant.
But you know, it's not just about the numbers, it's the quality of these nutrients that's so amazing. That protein isn't just there in large amounts, it has all the essential amino acids, and it's especially high in lysine, which puts it right up there with soybeans. The fiber is mostly a soluble type called galactomannan. Now, remember that name, it's going to be really important later. And hey, even the little bit of fat it has is packed with good-for-you unsaturated fatty acids.
So now that we know what's in it, we can ask the big question. What does all this nutritional firepower actually do for our bodies? Let's dive into the proven health-boosting effects.
And this is where the story gets really compelling. We're moving away from the lab and into real-world clinical evidence, looking at how adding fenugreek to your diet can have a major impact on your health.
So check this out. What we're seeing here are the results of a huge meta-analysis that looked at 15 different clinical trials, and the conclusion was just crystal clear. Fenugreek supplementation significantly lowers total cholesterol, LDL, that's the bad cholesterol, and triglycerides. But it doesn't just get rid of the bad stuff, it actually increases HDL, the good cholesterol that helps keep your arteries clear. That's a huge win-win.
And its benefits don't even stop at heart health. I mean, look at the sheer range here. Clinical trials have shown it improves blood glucose control, it's led to significant improvements for women with polycystic ovary syndrome, and get this, in a topical gel it can even reduce hair loss and split ends. It's just unbelievably versatile.
So when you put all of the evidence together, the scientific literature paints this amazing picture of a true functional food. We're talking documented anti-diabetic, antioxidant, anti-obesity, and heart protective effects. And there's even some promising early data pointing towards anti-cancer potential. This thing is so much more than a simple spice.
But hold on, because the story takes another fascinating turn. Fenugreek isn't just a supplement, it's a hidden workhorse in the global food industry. Let's pull back the curtain on its role beyond the spice aisle.
And I am not exaggerating here. If you eat any kind of processed foods, there's a very good chance you've eaten fenugreek. It's one of the food industry's best-kept secrets, used for all its powerful functional properties.
So, remember that special fiber I told you to keep in mind, galactomannan? Well, this is its time to shine. When scientists extract it, it becomes fenugreek gum, and it is a food scientist's dream come true. It's an incredible stabilizer, which is why your ice cream is smooth and not full of ice crystals. It's an emulsifier, a thickener for sauces, a binder that makes things like sausages have the right texture. It's a natural, high-tech food additive.
And its use is just everywhere. You'll find it in dairy products like yogurt and low-fat cheese, in bakery items from bread to gluten-free pasta. It's even in processed meats like hot dogs and used to get the right thickness in juices. This ancient seed is a totally key ingredient in our modern food supply.
And now, we've reached the final and most futuristic chapter in our story. This is where an ancient plant meets the world of atoms and molecules. Believe it or not, the future of fenugreek is nano.
So, what even is nanotechnology? It sounds super complicated, but just think of it like this. It's like building with Legos, but instead of plastic bricks, you're using individual atoms and molecules. And as it turns out, fenugreek has a natural gift for it.
See, creating tiny metal nanoparticles, like little bits of silver or gold, usually requires some pretty harsh chemicals. But this is where fenugreek provides a huge breakthrough. The natural compounds in it do two crucial jobs. First, they act as a bioreducing agent, which basically means they build the nanoparticle from scratch. Then, they act as a capping agent, forming a perfect little protective shell that keeps the particle stable. It's a totally clean, green, and eco-friendly way to make these amazing nanomaterials.
And the applications that come from this, they're just incredible. We're talking about edible films that use fenugreek to naturally preserve food. We're talking nanoemulsions that supercharge the antibacterial power of essential oils. We're even talking about encapsulating healthy but bitter-tasting oils to make them easy to take. And maybe coolest of all, creating active food packaging that actually fights off microbes, keeping our food safer for way longer.
So, from an ancient Indian spice to a high-tech food additive to a key player in nanotechnology, the journey of fenugreek is nothing short of remarkable. It really makes you wonder, doesn't it? What other everyday plants are holding the keys to solving tomorrow's biggest challenges? What other secrets are just waiting to be discovered, right there in nature's pantry?